This is a past life reading for the wild menagerie. Oh, geez. I need to pull up your picture. I just realized I have your questions here, but not your picture. And my computer is running a little bit slow right now for some reason. Okay. Okay, well, I have a mail guide coming in at the start of the reading, and it feels like he is purposefully putting out a calm energy, almost like to ease some kind of emotion. So probably an emotion associated with the past life that we're going to go into. I'm just looking for the most recent picture. I totally should have done this before I started the reading. Okay, okay. Yeah, no, it's fine. I can use the old picture. All right, good. Sometimes that really matters, other times it doesn't. But since sometimes it does, I always ask for a new one. Okay, so. Okay, so I used my selenite wand here to create the sacred space. So now I'm just going to go ahead and surround you for the reading. So there's a big block on the right arm, and this has to do with, okay, so he's saying specifically with finances and what you're putting out or what you're able to put out, and there are definitely some beliefs that you're still holding on to with that. Ooh. And then there was a block at the left foot, and now there's this block at the crown chakra where the positive energy is not wanting to go. Whoa, there we go. Okay. I had a feeling when I was creating the sacred space that there almost needed to be some kind of aura clearing happening here, but I don't know how much time we're going to have during this half hour to do much of that, since we are going to have to get into other things. I know that they want to address some of this present life stuff. What? Really? So the present financial block has to do with this specific past life that she's asking about. Okay. I wouldn't really put those two together. I know you can't see the selenite here, but I'm still like, I'm saying what he's saying, and at the same time, I'm still doing the visualization. Okay, so, whoa. And my stomach is turning. That's, and my throat is tightening too. It's like there are things that you can't speak, you can't say, like you can't put out. And I'm getting the word destiny too, like almost like your destiny isn't fulfilled or something is cut off. Oh, okay. And I see he's showing me a rope a rope around the throat. Now, I'm getting a feeling, though, that this is etherical. So this may or may not have happened. It could be something that happened, or it could be a symptom of something that happened. For some reason, he's showing me a rope, and he's saying what binds you. And now he's posing it like a question. He's saying what binds you. Okay, so now I'm, whoa, coming around with the light. I was going this way, and now I'm going back this way, back and front. And again, when it comes down to the feet, there's that block coming around because of the left foot. Oh, I don't think I said what that was about, but so the right is about what you are putting out, and like you are unable to. It's like you're how do I say it? Like this is what you're putting out. This is what you're able to put out. So some beliefs, like where you're stuck putting certain things out. What? That was random. Something about a gem. Finding a gem. The gem. Okay, I'll leave that as it is. I don't know what he's talking about yet. What? The gem in the rough, the diamond in the, no, the diamond in the roughed. I don't know what that is. That's from Aladdin. That's from an old Aladdin movie. The, what is that? What is that even talking about? I don't know. This feels for some reason important, so I'm just going to look it up quickly. If this happens quickly, my computer is not doing anything quickly. Okay. The diamond in the, it's rough. The diamond in the rough. Okay, that's interesting. Someone or something that has hidden exceptional characteristics and or future potential. Person who has good qualities despite a rough exterior. Let's see here. Okay, someone or something that has hidden exceptional characteristics and or future potential, but currently lacks the final touches that would make them truly stand out from the crowd. The phrase is metaphorical and relates to the fact that naturally occurring diamonds are quite ordinary at first glance, and that their true beauty as jewels is only realized through the cutting and polishing process. And he's indicating almost that you're being cut and polished now, and that is a process and it takes some time, but he's saying that eventually your inner beauty will shine through, because he's saying, and that's the path that you need to follow, that you need to step your feet on. Okay, now he's giving some other quote. Journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. He's into the quotes here. Even that makes me think of some kind of Arabian theme almost, though, only because I always see that picture with like sandals walking across some desert sand. So even that is almost a reference to something um, Middle Eastern somehow to me. Okay, and an Egyptian coming in again. And in the very beginning of the reading, when I set the sacred space, I was using this chakra music, which I hadn't used it before. I didn't know what it was going to sound like, and I'm listening to it. And then as it goes into another one of the chakras, it starts sounding really Egyptian. Oh yeah, and I do have a couple of well, this isn't exactly Egyptian, but a lot of times for some reason I end up pulling it with my pyramid, and so I just end up kind of feeling like it's Egyptian, I guess. And then I have my dragon here, of course. I don't have my feather anymore because I gave it to a dear friend of mine. Otherwise, I would have pulled it. I was looking for it, and then I remembered, oh right, I don't have it anymore. This is my Shattuckite though, which has to do with your third eye, healing abilities, clairvoyance, just general psychic abilities. And actually, just because there's like a huge eye on my tiger's eye jasper, this also has to do with that. And this has to do with grounding as well. I feel like I should point that out. Well, and I have a dragon coming in now, near the statue actually, and this dragon coming in for you. This is one of the um, one of the like protectors around you. This it feels very protective. I want to say I want to say something. Damon, maybe. Yeah. Okay. So this is like a protective daemon that you have surrounding you. But working with a group as well. There are other dragons around you. Not just dragons, there are other mystical creatures around you. Some of them are helping to enhance your psychic gifts. Um, Also your creative gifts, and it feels like your silent time, like where you receive things. Whoa. So you have a lot of help with you, um, but there is this block, so they want to get into that. Whoa. Okay, starting to sound like a frog. All of a sudden, what's with the whoa and the hands? What's with the throat and the hands? Okay, this did happen. All right, this isn't how you died, I don't think. I don't know if this is how you died with the throat thing, but whoa, there is a rope around your throat, that's for sure. There is a rope tied around your throat, and that whoa, and there are ropes. No, not like this, like this. There are ropes on your hands, or is it like this? Okay, yeah, now I see why it would be two like this. Okay, that's lovely. Okay. I can see why he would send like a calm because there's like this feeling with that image. Um, so he keeps showing me first the thing around the throat, and it's like you are being pulled um, by the neck. But then you have these two separate ropes that are tied around your wrist. And even with that, I was seeing you being pulled, like someone has both of them and they're like pulling you. Um, and I'm going, why would it be two separate ones on the wrist where they're not like tied together like this? This would make more sense, right? But then I'm seeing it's like your arms are almost kind of stretched out this way, and you are like being more stretched like this and tied to something. And then, whoa, and then there is some kind of stalk or hay, something behind you that you are against. Um, and you are you are like tied. You're tied somehow. I don't even really understand how your wrists are tied because it's like they're hanging, they're like drooping like this, they're like up in the air like this for some reason. But then you have some what is that, hay or something. It just looks like hay, something that'll catch fire. It looks like hay. um, but I don't understand why your hands are up in the air and your arms are kind of flopping and your head is like flopping. So I don't understand the stretched out um, hands. Okay, now I'm feeling this pressure on my waist, ah, and my back too. And there's more rope. You're like tied to this thing behind this hay or whatever it is behind you. Somehow you're tied to this too. It's like this like keeps showing me all these various ropes for some reason. So I don't know if they're all on you at one time. The thing with the hands, I think when this is happening, your hands are up like this. And wherever you are being dragged to, you're being dragged in this way. I think this was just specifically to drag you, or I mean, they didn't hang you. So what's with that? Mm, but you're being dragged somewhere in this way by your neck. I'm not sure exactly where, but then you have these things on your wrists, and this specifically has to do with how you are died. Oh, with how you die. Um, and I see you in some kind of like cage. I mean, obviously it's like a cell, but it just looks like a cage. It's like all metal, rusty metal bars that you are kind of in. Ooh, and he's showing me, this is more metaphorical because he's showing me this like like hourglass inside of the, just like a panic. Whoa, a lot of fear. There is he's showing me like an hourglass inside of this cage. First he was showing me this woman inside of the cage. Now he's showing us inside of the cage, inside of the cage. So in other words, your time is running out. You have a short amount of time to prepare for whatever's going to happen, but um, you already had some things kind of done to you. And you are definitely a witch in this lifetime. Like, in other words, you're not evil, but in other words, they're not picking someone who isn't like a healer, or you do have psychic abilities. You are able to do things. You write things down. You're able to read and write. They don't like that either. They don't like that you can read and write. They don't like that you speak your mind. There's something even about the shoes that you wear and the way you dress and the way you conduct yourself. It's not proper. It's not like ladylike or appropriate for a female, basically, and also a female of your age. And it feels kind of like you're probably in your 30s here, maybe late 30s, something like that, because it feels kind of middle age, like approaching maybe 40, but at the same time you still feel youthful. And you look kind of 30s to me. In there, I just saw the camera freeze. I don't know if it caught that, but I was saying you look like you're in your 30s somewhere. Okay, yeah. So upper 30s. I keep seeing dark hair over and over. This dark hair, almost black. On first glance, it pretty much looked black, but it looks very, very, very deep brown. Very, very deep brown color, and you have Caucasian skin. Um, it is like slightly kind of tan, but it is Caucasian, and there's this feeling of you being in the woods a lot. There is almost a feeling like you wanting to do something evil. There's this feeling over and over and over, but there was also this feeling coming in like you're not evil. So I'm not really sure what that is about. I don't know if you're just like enraged. Like there's almost this feeling like I'll show them the witch I really am, kind of feeling like this. But feeling helpless. Yeah, there's this very, very fearful energy, very, very like helpful energy, and this other energy, this kind of angry energy. It's like it's subdued, and this is not something that's like what came in. You were not evil or something. There's just this almost rage that I'm feeling, but it's definitely kind of overwhelmed by a panic, and you cannot do anything about this. It's not like you can disappear in your cage or something. Um, Not that none of them could do that at any point in history. I believe that people could definitely bilocate in things. Um, But in your case, it feels like you do more simple things and you're just very open-minded and outspoken and you're very kind of liberal and they don't like you. And you also do kind of prayers and chants and things and like healing and things with herbs and um, so incantations. And I see you calling on the moon and different things like this, and worshiping kind of other deities, or at least incorporating other deities, um, even if you're not. Um, Necessarily rejecting the main deity or deities of the time, which probably be Christianity. That's a guess, Um, but you know, what else are you gonna assume, right? So I do feel like you may have been praying also to like the Christian deity, um, and incorporating those aspects, but that you are incorporating other deities from various uh, pagan religions, basically. So you're very fearful, but at the same time, there's this wild, almost untamable energy. And at the same time, there is like a kind energy as well. But if someone were to really step their boundaries, if you could do something, you would. But in this case, you're feeling very bound and you cannot do something. But at the same time, you want to curse those people, and there's a feeling like you have the right to do so, and that didn't bring anything to you. Um, as in, you want to say almost, this that you're doing to me is going to be done to you in some way. You're going to have this done to you um, by some means, whether it's in this lifetime or it's in another lifetime. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're cursing those people. And this, your guide keeps sending me an energy like, and you were not, you did not receive anything back for that. Like um, almost like a good for you type of feeling. Almost like, yeah, you should do that. Like this energy is coming towards you, and you are just almost protecting yourself. Even though you can't stop it, you're saying this is going back to you. Uh, I'm not keeping this. This is going back to you. And in some way, this karma that you are making me suffer with, it's going to come back to you in its time, in its place. And there's a difference between going, um, I'm in control of exactly how this will happen, getting some doll and poking the shit out of someone and saying you're going to get sick and this and that. This is simply saying, hey, you did this and you have manifested this horrible energy, and I'm sending it back to you. And then that energy that they are responsible for to begin with is now theirs to deal with in whatever way it chooses to come back to them, basically, and in whatever way that person chooses to allow it to come back to them. So they have full responsibility for what they have sent out, and you are just claiming that, stating, this is yours, take it. And so your guide is just saying, there is nothing wrong with that. Almost even that's a good thing. And this was what you felt to do. So even though it was almost out of this rage or this burning, it's like this burning, passionate kind of dragon kind of feeling. Like even in that lifetime, you definitely had dragon protectors around you. Oh, okay, that's what that is. That's like a power animal. Okay, so you're having this as like your power animal, because I keep almost feeling a dragon's energy literally almost in you or coming through you. And not reptilian, dragon, a dragon, mystical dragon energy. I'm not saying that for you. I'm saying that for anyone who is watching, because I know you specifically that ordered the reading. I know that you are open to dragons and that idea of positive dragon energy. Obviously, you have them like all around you. But I will just make that differentiation because I feel to. Positive dragon energy versus a negative reptilian kind of energy. Okay, there's something with Egypt too, but our time is up. I'll go a couple minutes over here though. What's with that? What's with the, and there's a connection to snakes too. And it feels like actually it's still dragons, but it's coming out in the way that it can. Oh, geez, you just reminded me of that. Oh yeah, I completely forgot about that. You had there was that other lifetime that came through where you were that priestess in Egypt and you were worshiping like Hathor and some different people. Oh yeah, you had a pet snake. Oh yeah, she had a pet. She had like a familiar, physical, familiar snake, and I was seeing it like around your neck and different things, and you would like meditate with it around your neck. Oh yeah, and he's reminding me, even in that lifetime, there was like this wild, free feeling. Okay, but he's saying that lifetime is still important to bring up, even when they're talking about this lifetime, for the reason that that lifetime is the opposite. That lifetime is this lifetime where you were totally free. You were female. You're a priestess, but even though you are female, you are accepted. You have this place of like power, or like a title or authority, and you're extremely independent. You are just doing whatever you want in the way that you want. You can speak how you want, say whatever you want. So they're saying that's important to note and look at. And they're saying, and to watch that reading again. They're even saying over and over again, to, when you feel to, though, they're saying, or even just listen to it. They're even saying, listen to, because I keep seeing these headphones on your ears, and they were saying you can listen to the reading, but then they're also saying, like even Egyptian music or Egyptian meditation music, which is what ended up playing with the chakra music that I was listening to. Like I said, all of a sudden it starts sounding Egyptian. Okay. Because they're saying it's really important to step into that role again, to almost diffuse this one. But they're saying, understand that even in that lifetime, you didn't just go down quietly into the night, right? You still stood your ground in the way that you could. You were still, they're saying, a powerful person, positive, powerful person. You had a divine authority, and they're saying, and you had a dragon, this totem animal with you as well that you exuded. And they were feeling like a rage. And they're saying like a positive rage, like a positive anger, which we talk about a lot on our channel. It's just the ability to set a boundary, the ability to say no. That is what a positive anger, or in this case, really a positive rage, can exude. But they're specifically giving me this almost animalistic kind of feeling. And that was really denoted by this dragon energy, but they're specifically saying animalistic, because that is what it feels like. It feels like this is this wild, untamable, animalistic kind of energy. Okay, so there's this feeling like you had to have been some type of dragon before, even maybe bird before. No, dragon specifically before, but dragons obviously can feel kind of bird-like. I feel like you've had more than one lifetime as a dragon too. Okay, but then I feel cats also, and this kind of Lyran energy. But then specifically these like dragon dimensions where you've taken the form of a dragon. There's even this feeling coming in like even something where the totem animal is almost like another aspect of yourself in that specific dimension where you're almost shape shifting from human form. I'm gonna do this now, do this today. Okay, now I need my dragon form and this side of myself, or I want to fly somewhere or something, is what this feels like. And you were like shape shifting in and out of these different uh, bodies. Hmm. So your guide is saying that this snake, you felt very, very familiar with it. Even though it was a separate soul, there was still this feeling of almost like it's part of you or it's an aspect of you, which is why it was so familiar to you. So it, even though it was on its own soul, it was like it was representing an aspect of you, of yourself, and you identified with it almost in that way. That's how like one with you it felt. They're saying almost like in Harry Potter, where Voldemort, even though this is like a, evil guy, but still, where Voldemort puts part of himself into this snake, and this snake just is so close to him, feels like it's him, type of thing. Even though in this case it was a separate soul. Okay, so um, we are definitely out of time here. Um, so thank you so much, the Wild Menagerie, for allowing me once again to do this reading for you and complete um, another reading, since this was kind of the end of another reading that we had. So thank you very much for allowing me to do this reading for you and communicate with your guides. And I truly hope that it benefits you. Thank you. Namaste.